So I have a pretty awesome job. I make videos for A&M Central Texas and Killeen, Texas. I've been here for 3 years. I get to work with bright lights, cool gear, fun people. But here's the thing. I've been feeling stuck creatively. Let's back it up. In my mid-20s, I hopped between more than a few jobs and more than a few industries, but somewhere along the way I discovered a love for filmmaking. And it started just by watching YouTube videos about behind the scenes on Hollywood sets, just learning about how my favorite movies were being made. And then that evolved into me watching videos with like how you can make cool things with your smartphone, videos that don't entirely suck, even with something that's just in our pockets all the time. My wife had a Canon Rebel T6i, so that's what I started with, just the stuff I had around me and a love for the art. So I started making some videos for free and for fun, and I started building a portfolio. And then it happened. I got my first legit clients. In the summer of 2021, there was a cash home buying business in Waco that was looking for a videographer to make a series of videos for them. And one of the clients that I had done work for free saw that they were looking for that and recommended me to them. And once you know it, they hired me and paid me $5,000 to make 5 videos for them. It took us a couple months, and there were lessons and stumbles along the way. Simple things like bring more than one battery on a video shoot. Come on, man. But we made those videos, and it totally revolutionized their sales funnel. Revolutionized? Whatever word fits there. It totally revamped their sales funnel and their websites. And to this day, 4 years later, it's still bringing them value. So I'm forever grateful to Stinson and the folks at Waco First Home Buyers for giving me a shot early in my career. And a little bit after I finished that project, I decided it was time to jump in both feet, head first, into making videos full time. So I quit my day job and started doing this full time. There was a problem though. I couldn't get more clients like that. I would call people and I would get these meetings scheduled. I'd sit down, I'd talk about how we could make videos for them, and I would give out quotes, but I could never close the sale because either the budget wasn't there or they just couldn't see the ROI. I had a hard time with people taking me seriously. I don't really blame them, because at that time I couldn't really communicate the value of my videos. I never really learned how to track the performance of them. So I pick up some jobs here and there, but it was tough times. And my wife, who was so patient with me, so encouraging with me, eventually we both saw that we were burning through too much of our savings, and we agreed that it was time for me to look for a job. So I hopped on Indeed, and I started looking. I started scrolling, and wouldn't you know it, I saw a posting from A&M Central Texas that they were looking for a multimedia specialist, someone to make videos for them full time. I applied, and I got the job. So I started working here in the fall of 2022. That sounds pretty epic, the fall of 2022. But anyways, I started working here, and I really did it for a few reasons. One, I needed financial stability, obviously. 2, I wanted to see how videos could work in a broader marketing campaign, with graphic designers, with writers, with a website team, not just a one-man show. I wanted to see how I could fit into a bigger puzzle. And then also, I wanted to learn how to track the performance of videos. And ultimately, I wanted this to be a stepping stone for me to relaunch my video business. I didn't see me being here for decades. I saw it as a time for me to brush up on my skills, step into the bigger marketing landscape, build my portfolio even more, and learn skills to get back out there with my own video production business. And now, like I've said more than a few times, I'm about 3 years in. It certainly has been stable, and I've gotten to see how videos work within bigger marketing strategies. But I am ashamed to say that two things have happened. I still haven't learned how to properly track the effectiveness of my videos, and worse than that, I stopped having fun making them. So I want to find joy in my work again. I want to push my cinematic skills. I want to be a masterful storyteller that, employs the crispiest of B-roll sequences with all the sound design and music to tie it all together. But I don't have the boundless energy of a golden retriever like Peter McKinnon. I'm not really cool like Casey Neistat. I've never filmed anything nearly as slick as what Daniel Sheffer has put out with his B-roll sequences. And plus, I got stuff to do, man, and making videos takes a lot of effort. And I'm a passive person by nature, so to do anything that no one else is really expecting me to do, man, it's tough for me to get the momentum towards completing things like that. Not too long ago, an old client reached out to me and they needed a new flagship video to represent a new branch of their organization. And they reached out to me to make it. And I gotta tell you, I had genuine fun working on this project. Shout out to Jeff at Feed My Sheep Temple and all the amazing work that the people are doing over there. It was a little stressful trying to balance my responsibilities here and making that video while still being present with my friends and family along the way. But it was fun, and it paid well. It got me fired up to take my videos seriously again, and it reminded me of why I took this job in the first place, so I could learn the skills, get more experience, and relaunch my video production business. So I started making a list of potential clients I could reach out to, started brushing up on my cold calling skills. Not looking forward to building up the courage to do that. I was thinking about how to rebuild my website. This is all that my mind wanted to think about for more than a month. And I knew I needed to share with my wife, but I was really nervous to do it because I just kept thinking all the patience, all the encouragement got spent when we tried last time. And I was really nervous to ask her to have that same patience and encouragement with me once again. So, like any reasonable person would do, I put all of my thoughts down onto a Google Doc so I could very concisely and very logically outline my plan. How I was just turning this dream, this idea, into an actual plan to follow, with steps, with milestones that we could track. So, I asked her if she wanted to go on a walk earlier this evening. And we went out and we were just talking and enjoying our time together. And eventually we ended up at this place where there was a creek and there were families playing in the water. And this whole time I was trying to be relaxed and enjoy the moment, but I couldn't help but be nervous about this conversation that I wanted to have with her. So eventually I brought it up. And I pulled out the Google Doc and I started walking her through my thoughts and my plans and my fears and my excitement. And she had a couple things to say. First, she said that she was excited and happy to see me get excited about something again. But then she did have some questions. Two of them, really. First, what's going to be different about this time than last time? And secondly, why do you want to make it? Why do you want to make this video production business? Those are two fair questions. Even though creatively I feel like I'm in a rut, my portfolio is still stronger now than it was 3 years ago. I'm working with other people in my department, the ones who actually track our analytics, so I can learn more about the value that my videos are bringing to the table so that I'm ready for those next sales calls. And in a bigger picture, I want to build something that contributes to the community in a way that not just makes a living for myself, but in a way that can also create jobs for other people. That seems like a noble thing to pursue. So on top of making videos for the university, I want to start vlogging. I want to be able to experiment, give me an excuse to try out new things, new angles, new ways to approach sequences. I want to grow through the awkwardness of being on camera. Just doing this in general has been nerve-wracking. There are two other guys that are sitting in the office listening to me, and that thought of them listening to these words sends shivers down my spine. But I know that getting out of my shell, doing this, moving from being a passive person to a more active person, all those things, in the long run will be good for me as I continue to build my confidence as a filmmaker. I want to get creative again. I want to have fun with this work. So if you want to learn more about videography, if you want to see where this journey takes me, then follow along. The world may not need another vlog, but I think I might. So I'll see you next time.